Hello my beer drinking friends, and welcome to the last episode of Brew Tuesday for 2016. Today we're going to be tasting two different vintage ales from Trader Joe's. They've got the 2016 and the 2015 for us. If you don't know, these two beers are actually brewed by Unibroue in Tremblay, Quebec in Canada. You may actually be familiar with Unibroue because of their La Fin du Monde. That is probably their most famous beer. And I always like to think of this beer as one of the best deals in craft beer. Trader Joe's typically sells this for $5.99, whereas pretty much any other beer from Unibroue is going to go for at least $10 or more. So I really don't think you can beat this deal. First up, we're going to, in celebration of the end of this year, we've got the 2016 version. Let's twist off this cage and pop the cork. So they actually even recommend with this beer aging it. They say it is fresh and ready to drink right away, but they also recommend getting an extra bottle and aging it in your cellar to see how the flavors develop. So that's a little bit what we're going to do today. So obviously you can tell it's a big Belgian beer. It's got a ton of carbonation. It's got that thick, creamy head. The color, it's a very deep brown with a little bit of like ruby highlights. So right up front, you're getting some dark fruit character, a little bit of clove, some spice, maybe even just a little bit of funkiness from this yeast. And then once you take a sip, I mean, the flavors really start to come out. I mean, there's some chocolate, the dark fruit again, the clove, maybe even a little cinnamon, some anise. It is a spiced beer, so it is a little bit different than a traditional Belgian Dark Strong. I've had this beer a few different times, but I would actually say this year the spicing is really mellow, so it really is ready to drink today. If you're looking for something to pair this with, I would think something rich, something big and meaty, again, a steak, maybe a pasta with some cream sauce. And the finish of this beer, it definitely has that big 9% alcohol, so you definitely feel that warmth going down. So let's move on to the 2015 version. I've had this beer sitting in my cellar for about a year. Again, big pop on that cork, so there's definitely a lot of carbonation left on this. Both of these beers, they're bottle conditioned. So if you are going to store it, make sure you store it upright. So it definitely has a smaller head, so I'm guessing probably some of that carbonation was lost in the bottle over the last year. And it's also got like a little bit more of a mellow flavor. It's definitely the same color, same clarity. And it's funny, I think, possibly in the 2015 version, they went a little heavier on the spices because the spicing really comes through on this version. It's got a ton of the cinnamon and the clove. Wow, but it is really nice. I mean, it's very interesting to see how it's different than the year prior. The 2016 version feels like it has a little bit more of that anise licorice flavor, whereas the 15 has more of like a cinnamon kind of quality to it. I would pair pretty much the same way with the steaks and the rich creamy type dishes. Although anytime you get into these big alcohol beers, I also think they go great with some kind of dessert as well. So thanks so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel because in 2017, we're going to have a ton of other content to offer to you guys, and I wouldn't want you to miss out. So cheers, everybody. Hope you have a happy new year. We'll see you in 2017.
We'll take a cup, oh kindness yet for auld lang syne.